Hello everyone. Day 940. Walking 5 miles per day every single day at age 67 and a half. That's right, 60 more days to go and I will hit 1,000 days. So it's fitting that I have a quote from Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. I can honestly say after 940 days that this is a habit. Especially getting up at 5:30 a.m. and doing this with a headlight on for the first round. We've heard it all our lives that, that's why they call it practice in sports, and all that, because you have to, repetition is the key. Got a couple of quick stories just to emphasize this. In 2019, on a whim, I decided to take the real estate exam. I really wasn't planning on passing it because I think 60% of people fail it the first time, and I am not a good test taker because of my ADD squared status. So I said, a couple $100, I can sell. Let's see, if I pass the test, I'll do it. If I don't, I won't. That kind of thing. So I studied like a madman for 2 weeks. I took, if I remember correctly, I took over 2,500 practice test questions over and over and over and over. When I took the exam, I knew I had failed it because I didn't feel like I knew anything. Crazy thing is, I did know it because of all that repetition with the practice exam, and I passed. I have no idea what my score was, doesn't matter. I passed the very first time. Fast forward about 3 or 4 years, and I had an opportunity to get a Second Amendment job with a national company. Really, really good job. I interviewed with them, and lo and behold, you had to have an insurance license, property and casualty insurance license, to work for this company. And I'm going, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Well, they weren't making their decision yet, so I decided, in my infinite wisdom, to study for the insurance exam. And everybody told me, a friend of mine has actually got his, and I think he failed it 6 times. He said it's the hardest thing you'll ever take. Well, it was going to be a couple of weeks before the company would call me back. So I said, I'm going to blow them away. I'm going to get my insurance license before they call me back, so that when they call me back, I'm going to say, oh, by the way, I got my insurance license. Well, I buried myself into that information for a full week, 1 week. Just, again, over and over and over, practice exam after practice exam. I even lost count on this one, how many times I did it. So I took the exam, came out of it, and I just absolutely knew there was just no way I could have passed that because I didn't know anything. Well, I passed it too. My friend said, how in the hell did you do that? I said, I have no idea. Well, the story had sort of a stupid ending. The company didn't hire me. They said there wasn't a need for someone in this area, and I'm going, well, why in the heck did you interview me in the first place? The moral of the story is, folks, that if you put your mind to something and apply repetition to it over and over and over, I'm pretty much convinced you can do anything. Again, I've said this over and over again, if 940 days ago you had told me that I would have walked an average of 5.3 miles every single day for 940 days, I would have said, are you out of your mind? But yet, I wake up every morning. Now, my wake up is, I love this, by the way. Now my wake up is the alarm goes off, I open up my phone, and I read my YouTube comments from overnight. And every single day, I have 3 to 4 YouTube. I don't even look at the other formats. I look at YouTube. 3 or 4 YouTube comments every single morning. That is my motivation to get out of that bed and do this every single day. Because I have people telling me, I'm starting to walk now thanks to you. Or I went to church Sunday because of your post. God, folks, you just don't know. You just don't know what that means to me. I think over time you're going to get to know what it means to me. You're going to get to know me very, very well, posting all these videos. But Aristotle has it right when he said that repetition is the key. Repetition creates habit. Habit creates results. There's just no way around it. So keep that in mind as you go through your day. If there's something you want to do, just build a habit. I hope y'all have a great day. Godspeed. Peace.